Hi kitties, welcome back to Chit Chat with Chick. And this week I'm giving you guys what you've been asking for, is how I put all this stuff on. And I'm actually doing it from Disney World. Hi Tiana. So I am a super duper 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 royal fabulous queen while I'm out here. Yeah. It's gonna be wonderful and super 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 cute. So yeah, I am back at Disney, another magical trip, and this is gonna be my first voiceover. Hopefully it goes well, nothing crazy. It should be easy, fun, and yeah. Enjoy the show, kitties. Mwah. Bye.
Hold up. Yeah, 24, 365. 아주 씩씩하게 대로 씩씩하게 so hot. 내가 어쩔 줄 모르게 해. 괜찮아 네가. Let go of everything.
Okay, kitties, so let's get right into it. We are going to put the Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer from Tarte, and I put that all over my lid. Yes! And I actually put some in the underneath as well, because I ended up putting color down there as well. So you want to prime that just a tiny little bit, so you have that color down there to pop to. So yes, moving on to the brows. I actually used the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 by Tarte. So I actually like this palette, and I actually use a mixture of Siren and Riptide. I use the Siren because it's like a really dark brown, and obviously my hair is like not brown, so I used the Riptide, which has a hint of blue, but it's not like super black, so I like the way that looks. And I start off with making a line right on the bottom, and I try to make that as sharp as possible, and then I just kind of just color it all in. Yes! So clearly, not both sides are like twinsies, but they are sisters. So I do try to have them, you know, as close as possible. And clearly this side is like super sharp. I don't know why. This side always comes like super, super sharp. I think it's because I have less hair on this side, but God only knows. So yeah. But can we talk about how fly my hair is looking? Like, thank you, Chris, for hooking me up once again with a fly, tight little cut. He actually does my brows too, so definitely check his info out on the bottom of the description, so you can, you know, get, if you're in the Pittsburgh area, he will do you up, and he is like the bomb diggity. Yay, time for the fun stuff. So I actually picked up the Profusion Spectrum palette, and I'm going in with this very like super cute pink color. It's called Rave. I really like it. In the light it looks really light, but once in natural light or whatever, it's a deeper pink on my skin tone. So obviously if you're of a lighter skin tone than I am, it'll be lighter. And if you want to lighten it up, just add more of a light white color, maybe on top of the primer, and then go in with the pink, and that'll probably lighten it up for you. So I do spend a lot of time like building it up, because it, you know, it does show up as really light, and I really want it to pop, so I just kept building and building until I got to a deeper pink that I liked. So obviously if you go really light, you know, obviously you're gonna get pink, light pink, but if you keep going, you get into that nice rave. Yes, girl, look at that, so cute. Mwah. So once I got that pink where I wanted it, which came out really cute, I can't even lie, I went into that same Profusion palette, and I went with the color of Totally, which is a deeper red color. So I used that all over my lid so that it would be a nice little transition contrasting color. Yeah. So as you can see, I pushed it like really far out so that it would give me that like nice little outer V. You know, I kind of just pushed it all the way out as far like as it would nicely go, so that when I go in, it will give me that nice little pop. So I went in with Riptide again from Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2, the Tarte palette. And so I started off like to just darken the edges a little bit so that it would be like a nice little transition piece. And I went right into my crease line so that, you know, it would just be, you know, it would give enough room for that rave and then that totally to show up and not completely take over that edge. So even though I used a angled tipped brush, I went back in with a fluffier brush to, you know, get rid of the harsher lines and blend it out into the same way that I got the Totally and the Rave, you know, nicely blended instead of just really, really sharp lines. So once I got the outer edges in that nice, you know, little maybe darker looking, I went in with Hard Candy's Glitter Vibes palette and the color up Ice Queen into the inner corner, and I blended that in so that it would be a nice little, not cut crease because I'm still don't know how to do that, but I like the way this turns out, and I just like the way it just transitions in. It's really cute. So I just go in with just, you know, just patting it on and then, you know, like semi blend so that it blends into the color, because it's like a really pretty white with glitter. And it just, you know, that's why I put the Totally all over the lid so it, you know, blends in, and you kind of just push it all the way into the black so it just blends in nicely. As you can see, it's pretty messy. That's why I didn't do any of my face yet on the bottom, so that any fallout can be cleaned up easily afterwards. I will admit that this came out very accidental, and like, but I love the way it turned out. Like, it just really, really, really pops. That white and glitter just pops, and it just blends in really cute with the red and the little blackish blue, and makes a nice little mid purple transition. It's really nice. Of course, go in and blend, you know, a little bit more of that Riptide blackish color. I even dipped into the Sapphires Profusion palette, and I used a little bit of Conspiracy to make that black at the edges pop, and then, you know, start cleaning out, you know, the rest of the fallout so that, you know, you can just get rid of that and just enjoy the way this looks. If you feel like you need a little bit more blending, just go and dip into that Totally, or even into that Rave color, and then just, you know, blend that bad boy in. And I just like to go in with that Profusion Sapphires Conspiracy dark color, just to tighten up the whole edges and just make it nice and tight, because I can't play with the liquid eyeliners just yet, so I just tweak it with powder so that it's easy to clean up and stuff, and I just, you know, make it as tight as possible, because I just can't with the liquid eyeliners. I just can't even lie, that looks cute. So I actually mix Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation 44S, which is the deep sand, and the 47H, which is the tan deep honey for my skin tone, because obviously you can't match this perfection on my face. So I mix these two, and I just apply that all over my mug and blend that bad boy in. So I totally forget what this beauty sponge is, but I like it because of the sharp lines that I can get on the edge, because the lineup that Chris gives me is just ridiculous, and I just do not want to ruin that because it's so sharp. Can't lie, that looks really freaking cute. So then I go in with Tarte's Maracuja Creaseless Concealer, and I believe this one is SD31, and I like to use that on the bridge of my nose and my under eye, and of course basically just my little T area, just to brighten that up, and of course conceal. It's just really light, and I like to start with that just so that I have a good starting point, and then just blend it out. Then I go in with Tarte's Clay Stick Waterproof Concealer in the color Tan. And I use that a little bit on the edges of the first concealer because it's a little darker, so that it just, you know, has that nice little blending that I like to do. I don't know why, I just do it, I guess. I don't know, I like to use both because one's way lighter, and I like the stick because it gives me a little bit more play, whereas the liquid just kind of just spreads, so I have to be very careful with it. So then I go in with the Rich Honey Concealer to start, you know, carving out that nose. That is still super cute, but you want to contour to the gods, honey. That's what you really want to do. And I like the sticks because it gives you a little bit more control, I feel. So once my nose is basically carved out, I go into the rest of my face, like getting underneath my cheekbones, you know, because you have to have that cheekbone done, honey. Carve that bad boy out. And then I also go into underneath my jawline just a little bit, and obviously around my face to give my face a little bit more dimension. And blend, honey, blend to perfection. And blending is when you want to really carve out that nose, and so that you play with the darker and lighter shades of the concealer, so that it gives you a nice little thin looking nose. And don't forget that you can go back in and add a little bit more of the lighter concealer to give you that that nice contrast on the bridge, so that you have a thinner looking, more carved out nose. Now it is baking time. I go with the NYX Mineral Matte Finish Powder, and I use that just on the certain areas, of course my T-line, and of course you want to carve out that cheek, and of course it catches a lot of the fallout when you work under your under eye. So you're basically going to do everything that you did to your upper eye, obviously, like your lid and everything. So you start out, I like to start out with a little small brush to give me, you know, a little bit of that rave, and then obviously I would go in with the Totally, of course. So you mimic the bottom with the top, with what you did at the top, and then just move it forward. And then I actually like to go in with a fluffy brush and blend that bad boy in, so it's not like super harsh looking. So then on that lower lash line, I go in with the Tarteist double tip eyeliner that I really like. It's super cute and I love it. Then of course, clean up your face, girl. Yes. Get rid of all of that excess powder, which is not needed, obviously, but it does, I've noticed, helps when you get some of that fallout, especially when you use black, and it definitely lightens up those edges of the contour, which is really great. Time to blush up. So I actually don't use a regular blush or anything like that. I actually dipped right into the rave, and I used it all up on my cheek, and I also noticed that it was a bit much, so I toned it down a bit by taking a big brush and kind of brushing some of the excess away. Then of course it's time for that little bit of highlight. So I go in with e.l.f.'s Moonlight Pearls, and I give my little cheeks a little bit of a dusting, a little bit on my nose, and my other cheek of course. So I go in with that same highlight, and I take care of the bridge of my nose with a smaller, tighter brush. Make it pop, girl, pop. And also on the tip of your nose to give it a nice little pop. So of course my lips are luscious, and I like to bring a little bit more attention to that. So I definitely highlight my Cupid's bow so that it pops a little bit more, especially when I add the gloss to it. And I added a little bit more just for a little more dramatic effect. So the final piece that I use is of course to make my lips pop, because they be popping, with the Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss. I love this thing. It is so just perfection on these lips. Yeah. Using Tarte Lights Camera Lashes and Tarteist, I finish off the look with these banging lashes because I can't use the falsies. Sorry. Maybe next video I'll even try. Mwah. That being said, kiddies, I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of a attempt at my first voiceover / makeup tutorial. As I've always said, I am no makeup artist, I am no makeup guru. I just know how to put things on my face because I've had it for a long time. Not dating myself. So, and if you enjoyed that, be sure to give me a like down there from the magical kingdom. And while you're in that general area, be sure to scroll all the way back to the bottom and leave me a magical comment. Mwah. Be sure to click that little magical subscribe button so that you can follow me. And actually, all of my social media is down below, so you get to see when I'm feeling a little pretty. That being said, kiddies, be sure to click that little bell so that you know when I upload next. And with all that, kiddies, enjoy this magical time where dreams come true. Smoochez Beetches. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye. Ready? Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's